In this edition of INN CEO Talks, we are at the Vancouver Resource Investment Conference, and I'm joined by Nikolaos Cacos, the President and CEO of Blue Sky Uranium. And yes, we are talking about uranium in Argentina. Nikolaos, welcome.
Thank you.
You're probably the first junior mining company that I've spoken to ever about uranium in Argentina. We tend to think of mining in Argentina for other reasons. What is it about uranium in Argentina that is so compelling?
There's not a better place to have uranium than Argentina.
Really?
I mean, Argentina, most investors don't realize, Argentina's been in the nuclear business since the 1950s, almost as long as the United States has. They have a really highly developed nuclear regime. Well, regime is probably the wrong word to use.
Yeah.
But
regimen, maybe.
Regimen.
Yeah.
They are involved in every facet of the nuclear cycle. They don't just have nuclear reactors. They can refine their own fuel. They're the pilot enrichment plant, not too far away from our project. They build and manufacture small modular reactors. They do research.
So Gen 4, Gen 5, wow.
They export. They're really well known. In fact, the president of the International Atomic Energy Agency is an Argentinian, which is a tip of the hat to the sophistication of that country. So for us, this is a great place to be because all the rules and regulations for putting a mine into production potentially in the future, or for handling and moving around nuclear radioactive materials, it's already in place. We don't have to wait for parliaments to debate, and which can take years, if not decades.
Well, Argentina is one of the countries that's also still developing reactors for their own internal use.
Yes.
So they are a market right there.
That's right. Well, they've got reactors, and right now I said they're involved in every facet of the nuclear industry, but they're missing one: production of uranium. Mm-hmm. Right now, they import all the uranium need. They pay a real premium for that, and they get it, I believe, from Kazakhstan. Mm-hmm. And there is a regulation, a rule in Argentina, that if there is domestic supply of uranium, preference must be given to the domestic supplier by law, mm-hmm, at world prevailing prices. And this is where we come in. We've got our project, Blue Sky Uranium in southern Argentina, Amarillo Grande, uranium vanadium district. It's not just a single deposit, it's an entire new district. Wow. That has the potential to rank amongst the largest uranium districts in the world, like those in Kazakhstan, and potentially with some of the world's lowest operating costs. And we've already identified a deposit here, just under 23 million pounds of uranium, 11.5 million pounds of vanadium, which makes us the largest and most advanced uranium deposit in Argentina to date, right now. But the potential is to find much, much more, 100, 200 million pounds.
And so as far as access to the uranium, we take a look at some of the uranium deposits here in Canada and you go, yeah, we know the deposit's there. Getting to it, not so easy. What's accessibility to the resource like in Argentina?
Comparing our deposit to those in Canada is like comparing apples to rocks, not oranges. It's totally different. Canada's, the stuff in Athabasca, mm-hmm, is high grade. It's deep below frozen lakes, hard rock, and so forth. It's expensive to extract. Therefore, it has to be high grade in order to make the economics work. Right. In our case in Argentina, it's at surface. It starts from surface, the first 15, 20 meters. That's it. It's over a big area, and it's on ground that's unconsolidated. There's no blasting. There's no, they scoop it up, scrub it, wash it, leach it on sodium bicarbonate, which is a tried and true technique and very environmentally benign. And then you get your uranium and vanadium out simultaneously. Very, very cheap. Our PEA showed that if Ivana deposit was in production, we could produce at $16 a pound in cash costs.
Okay, where exactly are you at on your project?
Well, we have the Ivana deposit right now, where we've identified our resource, and we just completed a drill program on Ivana. because we want to increase the quality of this resource, go from inferred to indicated, right? Give a little more confidence. And we did some step-out holes, so it looks like this results came back positive. So we're expecting that this resource will get a bit bigger. And additionally, there are at least 3 or 4 other targets within a 30-kilometer range of the Ivana deposit. We're drill testing those right now, and the idea is to identify additional deposits that we could run together under one single processing facility, like a hub and spoke.
Yeah.
So we can keep our capital costs relatively fixed and just keep feeding this.
You're talking about mine development then. This is not, I'm going to build it and vend it off. You're really looking at, once again, you're keeping your options open.
I'm keeping my options open, but the one thing that I know is that our forte is in exploration. We're really good explorers, and I can say that proudly for the team that we have there. But going into production, even if it sounds simple, there are other risks and factors to take into place that a small junior like Blue Sky perhaps is not the best company to do it. I would love to go into production, maybe in partnership with somebody, or maybe sell the whole project or part of it, So production is almost like a different business, and I conceptually think of it like that.
Okay, next steps.
Next steps, we're continuing with our drill program so that we can identify additional resources, and then we're looking at publishing a new preliminary economic assessment, or PEA, in that we can incorporate the new drill results, so we can have a new resource at a different quality and with contemporary prices. I think the last PEA we put out had a $50 price of uranium, and now everybody's using $65. $15, it may not sound like a lot, but if you've got 20 or 30 million pounds, it has a lot of potential value out there that may not be recognized.
What do you want to tell potential investors at the moment about Blue Sky? Is it that it is a blue sky?
Well, we have a district here that spans 145 kilometers in length by 50 kilometers wide. Like these districts like they have in Kazakhstan that produce up to 60% of the world's uranium. Why do they do that? Number one, these districts have the potential to be huge, and they've spent the last 50 years developing these. So they've got districts that are 240 million pounds of uranium, and their production costs, again, in line with us, really, really low. Even if the price of uranium were to collapse at $20, this would still make money. So getting in now, and as we make these discoveries and develop it, I think that we're at a real inflection point of adding some significant value here for the company.
Well, I think it's important. We have talked about Argentina and its need, but Argentina isn't the only jurisdiction in the world that is now moving back towards nuclear-powered energy. And so there, we saw the glut of uranium on the market after Fukushima meltdown, but now all of that market is tightening up. The price is stabilized and rising in, and then you add in sort of the geopolitical uncertainty of Russia. It's an interesting time to be back in the uranium space.
There is no other way to generate electricity that's safer, more reliable, and more efficient than through nuclear energy. And I think looking at today's nuclear reactors, the way that they're built, people are recognizing that this is indeed the way to go forward, and it's carbon-free.
It's a pretty exciting time to be in that space.
Yes.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you.